Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the next episode of the 2 Minute Drill with my co-host Cowboys Fan Talk in the House. What's going on, bro?
What's going on, Joe?
Yeah, so we're coming after the bye, so we're back at it with you guys. We can't wait to get into this game here. So, Cowboys Fan Talk, we're in Week 11, coming off the bye. Got a on-road opponent here with the streaking Minnesota Vikings. 3 games in a row that they've won, and they've looked pretty good. The defense looks like they turn around. What is your take on this game here? How do the Cowboys win this in your opinion here?
Okay, yeah, the Vikings are streaking, so their record is starting to look better. And the crazy thing is the Vikings have been turning their season around similar to how we're trying to turn ours around, in that the defense is playing a little bit more steadfast. Of course, they got Jefferson and Cook, so we already know what we got to focus on this week. As far as for us, I feel like the thing that will get us over the top is stopping Dalvin Cook. I know that's not easy to do, but that's our only chance. If we let Dalvin Cook run wild, they're going to play action us to death with Kirk Cousins. So we have to stop Dalvin Cook. The thing that gives me hope that we can do that is because our run defense is what has improved. That's what was getting us blown out early in the year. We couldn't stop no one's run. I really feel like the whole attitude of the team has changed, and players have bought in since we cut some of the dead weight. So because of that, I feel like we got a shot this week, because if we can slow Dalvin Cook down, which is what we're probably going to do, keep him around like 70, 80 yards, I feel like the rest of the defense can do the rest. I do feel like, as good as Jefferson is, we got our experienced corner coming back, Awuzie, who can, I don't know if you want to say shadow as if he's like a top corner, but he definitely is not a rookie, and he won't make those mistakes that I think Diggs has been making just because he's young in the game. So slow down Cook, establish our run, and I think we'll have a shot.
Yeah, that's a good take there. What I'm looking for in this game, Cowboys Fan Talk, is getting pressure. Like I said, Kirk Cousins, get in his face, rattle him around. Yeah, he'll turn the ball over. It's just he'll do what he does, right? That's what we want to put him in those undesirable positions.
Like he'll fold.
Yeah, dude. There's certain quarterbacks in this league that you pressure, you can rattle them. He's one of these guys to me.
And he can't move. He's not going nowhere. He can't move.
Yeah. And if he does, sometimes that ball just comes out. He'll fumble it. Like, it's crazy. So, but yeah, man, I think the biggest litmus test here is going to be Dalvin Cook. I think, that's going to be the focus of this defense. I want to take that momentum. If they have a good game here against Dalvin Cook, it's going to carry this team, I think, immensely. It could be something that really, carries the team, the momentum where, like I said, this team, I think, will win a couple more games,
Absolutely. That's what I'm looking forward to. Not that we're going to go on a streak.
Yeah.
But foundational wins, let's call it that.
Foundational wins is exactly what it is, because that's what you want. You want the culture to stay intact and improve.
Yes, sir.
Like you said, they're buying into it, buying into McCarthy. And, it even looks like they're buying into Mike Nolan, but we'll see. How are they going to look after the bye? Are they going to revert back to being crappy, getting run over? Or are they going to step up? DeMarcus Lawrence is speaking a big game.
Yes,
now
sir.
Show it. Show me on the field what you're going to do.
Show me. Just show me.
Yeah, we got to see it, and consistently. You know what I mean? I like DeMarcus Lawrence. I feel like he's been a slow starter every couple of seasons, and this looks like one of those seasons. But he's really turned it on.
He block slow and then kind of turns it on. So you're right. I don't know. Hopefully he's not playing his way into shape, but that's another story.
Yeah, and I think that's across the league. A lot of these people are still, knocking some of that rust off. Although it is week 11, you would think it's they took care of that. But Cheeto Awuzie is a player that I'm looking at in this game.
Yes, sir.
He got one of the first interceptions from the secondary early in the season. He's been out with the injury and that kind of thing. So I'll be watching him closely. Cheeto Awuzie, and then
I didn't give anyone. I forgot to give somebody.
Offensively speaking, it's going to be Andy Dalton. Is he going to be on the short leash? Are they going to just let him ride it out? You know what I mean? That'll be something that I'll be watching closely, because in 2 games hasn't been a showstopper or anything like that. But
just give him time. I got complete confidence if we run a balanced offense. Tony Pollard, Zeke, and let him throw play action. I feel like he'll be fine. He does not need to go out there and think, "Oh, I need to outplay Kirk Cousins." That's not your role. Andy Dalton, stay in your place, Andy. And when you get your shot, hit the receiver that's open.
That's what it is, right? You don't want to rush and get into competition or a shootout. Just do your thing. Yeah, that's a great point, man. So that's going to be very interesting to see how he looks. You know, he's got a lot of experience in this league. He can win. Now Zimmer is very familiar with Andy Dalton, so there's going to be a little bit of that battle. You know, the familiarity. You know, knowing him back when he was DC over there with Cincinnati, so he knows the player pretty well. You know, like what is this guy like? What does he not do well? So that's going to be something interesting. But this is this is a very sound defense. I'm a big fan of Zimmer. You know, I've always liked how he coaches up this team, and
me too.
They just, you know, I thought they were going to go on a skid. I thought they were going to skid, and you know, he was going to be on the outs. But man, these guys are showing up for him, man, and it's a
good coaching.
Yeah, good coaching. That's you can get the best out of some of these players, man. So that's going to be something I'm looking forward to. Andy Dalton, is he on a short leash? Do they bring in Gilbert if there's something goofy going on at the half?
True. If you show that you can't, like you just have lost it mentally, because it looks like he had the yips, and he just can't get it together, they'll pull him. I think they will. So I think you're right. If he is double clutching throws and people are running open, you got to pull him. You can't play with that. So
let me ask you this. We'll talk about this too real quick. The running backs. What is your thought here on what they're going to do carry-wise with Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott?
I really feel like it'll depend on the beginning of the game. So if we come out and Zeke looks like he has a little bit more pop in his step and he's, you know, finishing runs, it'll still be more 70-30. But I'm telling you, if Zeke comes out looking flat and he can't get out of his rut, and Tony flashes off like 2 runs, the end of the game will be like 55-45, 60-40. Like, they might not give him almost more carries than Zeke, but it's going to be the closest ever. Because I know for a fact they're watching this like, do we got to cut it short? Do we? And I hate to say it, it's kind of like Dalton. If it's a close game and Zeke ain't getting out of his rut, they're going to start feeding Tony. It's just, sorry, Zeke.
Yeah, no, that's what they got to do, man. Especially if they're, you know, wanting to win this game legitly, you got to go with the hot hand. And man, Pollard, for his part, he's doing it. He's doing his part. You know, he's looking good out there, catching out the field, juking and jiving, hitting the gaps. His burst is crazy. Like I feel like, what happened to Zeke's burst? You know what I mean? Like,
you know what I think it is?
Where did it go?
I feel like Zeke's vision, he's choosing wrong. Because some of those bad plays, he can get to the line of scrimmage, but he's not hitting the proper hole. He's in his head. He has the running back yips. He's in his head because he knows every time he makes a mistake, he walks back to the huddle and he can hear the media in his head. Zeke's in his head.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember even last season and a little bit before that, Garrett would call these like dirty yards and that kind of thing. This year, I'm not seeing it as dirty yards. I'm just seeing it, like you said, like, you know, it's some weird decisions there. And I don't know if it's something with Philbin, the way they're coaching the designs and the runs and that kind of thing. But, you know, he's definitely doesn't look like the 2016 Zeke right
needs
now.
An off season. He just can't get it because we're in the middle of the season. Zeke needs an off season.
Yeah.
He just does. He needs a whole off season to get back to the basics and come back stronger. It's unfortunate he got to wait 7 games, so run through it.
Yeah, and that'll be the conversation of the week. You know, if depending on how this game goes, and if it's another subpar under 4 point yards to carry type of game again, these conversations are gonna keep snowballing, and it's gonna turn into a big.
And it's on him. It's on him. We can't look. Yeah. He's a big boy. He makes plenty of money. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's rock and roll. Now, guys, let's go ahead and give me your prediction on how does this game end? Do you have a win, a victory, a loss? How do you see this game going?
Well, you know me, Joe, Captain Optimistic. I can't help it. So I'm going to go 27-24. I really feel like if we play more balance, some of these receivers that have been open, if you go back and watch some of the film, Dalton can hit those passes. if he just gets out of his own head. And I feel like we can score a couple of touchdowns and a couple of field goals and get this thing to 27. And I don't think we're going to completely shut Minnesota down. So 27-24. That's what I see.
Yeah, not bad there. I'm gonna be a little bit more conservative, but at the end of the day, I have the Vikings winning this. Unfortunately, I think we're gonna see more of the same, which is not a bad thing. I think the defense will show up, and I think the offense might struggle a little bit, but ultimately, I think it's the Vikings winning this game 23 and the Cowboys 13. So, we'll see if the defense does their part and the offense can get going. I think it'll go another way, but I got to see the offense under Dalton. You know what I mean?
Sir. That makes sense.
Yeah. And now, guys, let's go ahead and get into Prospect Watch, okay? Our favorite part of this segment here. We're taking a look at the draft, guys. We've been doing this for a couple of weeks now. Yeah. Cowboys Fan Talk, who is your prospect for this week for everybody to check out?
Okay. I know everybody heard the stories about Dallas telling Jalen that if he doesn't get his act together, either a pay cut or they'll cut him. So I started looking at linebackers immediately. And I was thinking, I was like, okay, if we're high up, of course I'm going Micah Parsons because he's incredible. That's a no-brainer. But if we go where I think we're going between like 5 and 12, maybe 13, I think that we can look into Dylan Moses out of Alabama. Very explosive player. They said a pretty heady player, but he is a little bit over-aggressive at times. Kind of like the linebacker we have now. But I really do feel like he has upside because he's getting coached up by one of the best defensive coaches in college football. And I feel like that's an asset. I'm everybody I'm looking at draft wise, I want to come in with a mental advantage. I'm tired of players that are just starting from zero. I need somebody to have some type of savvy, some mental savvy, and know how to play the game. So Dylan Moses is who I'm rolling with.
Yeah, and that's not a bad choice at all. I always talk about factories. Certain universities are factories. In Alabama, they've put out some relatively solid linebackers in the league. So,
front seven factory.
Yeah, front seven factory, legit, man, for real. Like I want more Bama boys on this team, to be quite honest, man. I think we need a little bit more of that dog, and those guys, they have that. They have that mentality. That's a good one.
If I could, I'd get him and Surtain right off the.
Oh yes,
if it was possible.
Yeah, give me Surtain, man. My prospect this week is going to be offensive tackle Liam Eichenberg, left tackle out of Notre Dame, 6'6", 302, 5-year player. He's a graduate student, so he's been able to concentrate fully on football pretty much. So I like the way he's been playing. 2020 has been outstanding. Last year, he didn't allow a single sack in 2019. 2020, I don't even think he's allowed one yet again. And, we're talking about, look what he did against Clemson. Go look at that tape. If you guys saw that game, Ian Book was clean. He was clean. It was great. So keep an eye on him. I know everybody's talking about Penei Sewell, and some people like Leatherwood out of Alabama. But for my take, and I'm not saying I would take him at 4 where we're at right now, but he's going to be in the conversation right now. He's kind of projected as a 2, possibly 1. He's on the career arc of Zach Martin. It's kind of eerie when you think about it. You know what I mean? Because Zach Martin was not even considered a first-round pick. Showed out in the Senior Bowl, moved up into the mid of the first.
That's what I like that he's not necessarily on the major radar.
Yeah.
Because like I'm saying, I'm thinking we might be able to pick between 5 and 12, 13. And if we do go defense first, and I'm not saying he's going to slide because he's not good, but maybe since he's now on the radar, all the quarterbacks that are going, that's taking up a lot of slots. They're talking about 5 quarterbacks going in the first round.
I love it.
You have more receivers, like 3 or 4 more receivers that might go. So once those slots start filling up, then people start drafting for need in the second half of the draft, and then he might slip to the second round, and then we get a great tackle early second round, and we really fill in some slots we need. So I'm with you.
That would be the steal of steals if you could get him in our second round pick. I mean, man, we would be so set. Like I would just love that. I would feel like, okay,
our first. But I'll take him first round too, because he sounds like a great player.
Yeah, no doubt, and I think he will move into that. Right now, he's already rising. People are starting to kind of pick up on it now. I think Notre Dame's gonna get more notoriety here. Being in the top 2, so we'll see, guys. But check him out. Check out Dylan Moses, Alabama. Check out Liam Eichenberg, tackle out of Notre Dame. And let us know what you guys think. Do you guys watch these guys? Do you like them? Let us know what prospects you want us to take a look at, and we'll take a look at it for sure. And also, guys, let us know what you think the score and predictions for the game for the Vikings is going to be. Cowboys fan talk. Appreciate you coming off the bye, man. This is a great show. I love doing this with you. It's no BS, straight to the point, covering the team, what we're going to do, who to look at. Let everybody know where they can find you if they haven't already.
I appreciate that, Joe. Look, I love doing the show. You always drop knowledge on me every week, so I appreciate that. You can find me at Cowboys Fan Talk on YouTube, obviously, and on Twitter, Cowboys_Fan Talk. Been on there for about a couple months. Been doing this for a couple months. Y'all just come check me out, man. I'm trying to make my little niche in the game.
That's what it is. Hit my boy up, man. Great, great guy. I love his post games. They're one of my favorites that I actually watch at the end of when the game's over. Cowboys Fan Talk doing his post game.
I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real.
Yeah, sometimes that's all it is. Just that's really the main thing. Just keeping it real, man. But that's all we have this week. We'll catch you guys next week for the next 2-minute drill. Peace, everybody.